Thank you very much indeed, Charlie. I hope lots of you were listening to the watch along, but also taking in what was an absolutely outstanding game. I am absolutely delighted with that. I was grumpy on Sunday. I'm happy on Wednesday. Wonderful. Look, before I start, let me just say something now. Heroes to a man. That not everybody for West Ham played brilliantly today, but everyone ran their heart out. What a magnificent work ethic we had. It was really quite a sensational performance. It was fully deserved. We're going to talk about Man United in a second. Make no mistake about it. Man United are going to say they had more shots, so on and so forth. Man United may well have had more shots, but we had the best shots, okay? The real quality attacks from us. All the really good chances came to West Ham, and that's because we worked our ass off to do it. And we did that without so many of our best players. You'll hear from Man United how they had to rely on a second string, all of this stuff. It doesn't matter. That was our reserves against their reserves, if you like. And I'll tell you what, we came out on top. And I'll tell you something else. We didn't even have a striker. My goodness, though, how hard did Jeroboam work? I've very rarely seen anybody run so hard, so frequently, and then have so much energy left at the end. I was absolutely amazed. There were points near the end. I know they fluffed their lines a little bit. Noble and, of course, Yarmolenko missed good chances. But for them, at the end of the game, to be down there, these are a couple of old codgers, for goodness sake. I really don't know how they managed it. It was absolutely magnificent. Something quite telling happened at the end now, and you will allow me a little moan, all right, about Man United here, because it would have sounded like sour grapes if it had lost. Right at the end, Bruno Fernandes tried to score a cheats goal. And it was really, really fitting. It was absolutely right that he tried to do that because it was completely consistent with how they tried to play. I felt it was quite a disgusting performance from Manchester United. And if you go back to the preview of our league game, I was quite complimentary about Manchester United. And so I don't come in here with any agenda towards them, but I'm really pleased they're out of the cup. I really am. The reason I say they tried to score a cheats goal. West Ham won a free kick. It was meant to be an uncontested sort of drop ball for the goalkeeper. Fernandes tried to nick it before we'd kicked it and ran off and rolled it in the goal. And it wasn't the first time Man United cheated, by the way. Earlier on in the game, Eric Bailey was down with a head injury on the floor, flat on the floor. Yarmolenko booted it out for a goal kick, for a throw in. And as he booted it out for a throw in, he pointed at Bailey, basically to say, I've kicked it out, get him some attention. Man United, from their throw-in, tried to score a goal. It was cheating again. It was absolutely disgusting. Then what you had was Matic basically kneeing Soufal in the Niagaras. I mean, he just walked up to him, bang, bosh, right in the Niagaras. Eric Bailey pretended to be punched in the face. And then Matic trying to injure Lanzini. Well, possibly did injure Lanzini. I mean, I thought it was absolutely disgusting performance. Call yourselves a footballing team. Absolute disgrace of a football. I was going to say football club, maybe not football club, but as a team, absolutely horrible. I'm glad they're dumped out. The competition don't need to see any more of them. Anyway, that's what I think of that. By the way, before anyone says anything, I do believe that it was a penalty when Mark Noble was tugging away at Jesse Lingard, if you pardon the expression. No, he tugged his shirt. I thought it was a penalty. I thought he was lucky to get away with it. VAR, it would have been. Maybe it was a slightly different game, but I tell you what, we thoroughly deserved to win that. I don't even know where to start. I mean, I really don't. Look, let's start. I guess we had a really bright start. We were buzzing. We were attacking. It was no surprise that we scored a goal. And scored a goal we did. Manuel Lanzini scored a really good goal. I say that like there's surprise in my voice. There's no surprise. Manuel Lanzini is a quality player. What was a surprise, I've got to be honest with you, was the sensational setup that were from Ryan Fredericks. Ryan Fredericks nudged the ball past two Man United defenders, ran in between them. Great pace, awareness, looked up, pulled the ball back for Lanzini to, I was going to say, simply side foot it. I think we saw enough missed chances in that game to know that a side foot from, an angle on 8 yards is not as simple as it looks. Lanzini finished it really, really well. Unfortunately, because of the way, and anybody that's been to Old Trafford will know this, it's banked at the edge. And actually, so basically, you go past the touchline, then it travels for about a metre and a half. Then it really slopes down. And then after the slope down, there's a little brick wall bit, and then it goes into a sort of funny, I don't know, tarmac sort of surface. Ryan Fredericks running so fast because he does. Has basically injured himself. He's basically fallen down the gap between the edge of the pitch and the stands. There's basically a trench around there. I mean, very, very unfortunate. And that was about, I think it was 14 minutes, something like that. Soufal had to come on, which was a little bit of a shame. I mean, I've got to say, a little bit of a shame for, well, a big shame for Fredericks. Hopefully he's not that injured, because I tell you what, he really deserved to be on that pitch at the end, because he was a massive part of that, even though he only played 14 minutes. To give you a sort of look, I'm quite gushing. I'm quite delighted with what's happened at West Ham there. With West Ham getting through and getting a win. I'm really chuffed for the fans, by the way. For the fans that travelled. Did you see on the telly, there's some kids there. I mean, I don't know how they're going to swing it for school tomorrow. I've got to be honest with you. Maybe mums and dads will be phoning up the school saying we've had a little positive COVID test on the lateral flow test. I don't know. Look, fair play to them. They'll never forget that night, those kids. And fair play to all the fans that travelled up there. It's a horrible thing when you travel halfway up the country and you lose and you have to come back, particularly when it's late at night. They're not gonna get out of there relatively easily because they don't. All the man, you're just not allowed to leave that much. They make it as difficult as they possibly can. So, fair play. So if anybody is on the coach or in a car and you listen to this a little bit later on, I hope you've had a lovely night. I'm absolutely chuffed for you. The journey goes a little bit more quickly when you've had a lovely win like that. Look, we were up against it. There's no doubt about it. They're a good team. I think we were a better team for probably the first 20 minutes of the game. The rest of that half, I thought it was mostly Man U, but we retained a counter-attacking threat. And I've got to say, I did a video this morning saying this is probably Yarmolenko's last chance. If he mucks this up, I don't think he'll play much again. David Moyes is a mantra: don't run, don't play. Well, I tell you what, today Andrei Yarmolenko ran. He really did. He put in a massive, massive shift, and I'm absolutely thrilled for him. We saw a debut. We saw a couple of debuts actually. We saw Areola made his debut in goal. Was busy. Don't get me wrong. He didn't stand there with his hands in his pockets all night. Made some saves, but let's be perfectly honest with you. That's Old Trafford. That's away. Was nowhere near as active as you thought he might be, and that was largely down to a sensational defensive performance. I'm going to have to give a man of the match later on in this video. I already know who it's going to be, but I tell you what, it was absolutely magnificent. And how wonderful it was to see all the players in front working so hard. So Krau made his debut as well, and again just worked his socks off. Nothing brilliant. I mean, but I tell you what, just worked and worked and worked, put in some telling tackles and didn't stop. Mark Noble did not stop all game. Look, he was a bit reckless at times. I've got to be honest with you. I was constantly worried we were going to get a red card, but he was going to get red cards. No, not the whole team. I thought Noble was at some points I was looking at, I think he's a red card waiting to happen there. But you've got to admire his work rate. I mean, he really did. It was so impressive to see from him. I'm absolutely delighted for him, particularly given the way it ended on a bit of a sour note, let's be fair, in the league game for Mark Noble as well. And that was a man. I think it's really, really hard when you're going to try and give 100% and you're right on the edge. And Noble was right on the edge tonight of utter commitment and giving 100%. Just going a little bit over, but you know what? He walks the line perfectly. Noble did nothing wrong. It was just me that was nervous. Absolutely delighted for him. Let's have a talk about Ben Johnson, by the way. The more he plays, I mean, he worked tirelessly. I mean, he's worked so hard on his left foot. I mean, he's right-footed. Two sensational balls to play in. Firstly, Masuaku, and he played in Bowen as well. Curling long left foot passes. I mean, really, really good. I mean, as a sort of fourth choice fullback to come through the academy, I'm not saying he's Roberto Carlos. I'm really not. But you can understand why he's about to be offered a new contract. Moyes loves him, and I sort of understand why. A reliable, wonderful player who's been at West Ham since he was, is it 7 years of age? I love this story. Absolutely brilliant. one thing that really did sort of help us and certainly hinder Man United, and it makes, if you're watching Hammers chat for some time, I don't really rate Solskjaer. I think he's a level below Klopp and Guardiola and and a lot of the other managers. I'm not convinced he's better than David Moyes. I've got to be honest with you. Well, in fact, I don't think he is. I'm not saying I'm not convinced. I don't think he is. They in the first half, it was really evident at the start that Martial and Sancho were getting in each other's way constantly. This was really helping West Ham. I was gobsmacked that this wasn't identified by anyone on the Man United side. I thought even someone on the pitch to manage this situation. I mean, it really worked in our favour. I thought it was complete tactical naivety. I'd expect it to be sorted out in a school team. It's crazy. Okay, so first half, we're going 1-0 up, come out for the second half. They started well, Man U. They played some really nice football. Clearly, they'd had a rocket up their bum. Couple of counter-attacks we did have. Masuaka was offside. Oh, it was frustrating. I don't particularly blame him. He's played his career at left back. So has he got the nuances of knowing the offside trap? No, he doesn't. He doesn't fully know it. Let's be perfectly honest with you. And it's told sometimes. I think if we're playing lesser teams, it doesn't matter. But Old Trafford, so particularly against a really good Man United team, you might get one or two opportunities to counter attack. You just think, oh mate, come on. It sort of killed momentum a little bit. It didn't matter in the end. It was just a little bit of frustration from my own point of view, particularly as Bowen was having to work so hard. I can't get over how hard he's worked. I can't give Bowen man of the match because someone else gets it, but just sensational. To see him linked with other clubs is no surprise to me at all. Let me just say that much. But when he's tracking back and he's sort of helping out in the midfield and you're getting that chance to break, and Arthur's, I think it was 3 times offside. It was quite frustrating. As I say, Matic should have been sent off twice, but as I say, walked up to Soufal, literally raised his knee, kneed him right in the Niagaras. How that is, well, okay, look, the referee hasn't seen it clearly. If he did, he's off. He really is off. It's unbelievable, and I thought it was a red card against Lanzini. There was no doubt about it. That was an attempt to rake his studs down his shin. It was a nasty stud showing, horrible tackle. Anyway, I'm pleased that look did the best team win? Possibly not, but I'll tell you what, the most honest team won today. The most honest team. That cheating at the end from Fernandes, and I've already said it, was disgusting. Us kicking the ball out for Bailey to get a head, to get his, it was a head injury down there. Yarmolenko boots it out, says, there you go on, give him some treatment. They take the throw in, they attack. They're meant to give us the ball back. I was disgusting. Cheats performance from Man U. And you know me, if you watch these regularly, I don't go in on teams not position like this, but I thought they were a disgrace actually to football tonight, I've got to say. Great save from Areola from Greenwood. Sorry, I'm just reading from my notes here. As I've already mentioned, Bailey pretended to be punched in the face by Noble. Just come on, Manchester United, you're better than that. You really are. I mean, but I think and I'm pleased I mentioned this in the last review, that I thought there were points where, do you remember me saying in the league game, I thought they started time wasting, which I thought was really weird. So I think this is consistent. I'd be very surprised if he's there on long term. Certainly Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I thought after 64 minutes, I actually wrote substitutes needed. Right after I wrote it, Matic fouled Lanzini, clearly injured. Now, it got really interesting. Fornals for Lanzini as a substitution, Vlasic for Masuaku. I thought Fornals was outstanding. Completely picked up the pace of the game. I mean, I can't. I mean, it clearly has happened. Clearly, we've all seen players come off the bench and score goals and whatnot. But as a player to come into that game where it was right in the heat of battle, he just picked up the pace of it. He was in at a point of combat. He was up to speed in terms of running. Really, really good. At this point, it's an end-to-end game. It really is. Yarmolenko, it's the post when he had an open goal. Noble missed a bit of a sitter. as I said at the start, I was surprised they had enough energy to be up there. Those two old codgers, I thought they'd be dead by that point. Fair play to them. Fair play to them. I cannot believe how much energy and how hard our team ran. And that's why I said at the very start when I started this video, I said they're all heroes. All the West Ham players are absolute heroes today because David Moyes, David Moyes' mantra: "Don't run, don't play." My goodness, they all ran today. He could have asked no more from any of them. That was work rate like you haven't believed. We basically outworked Manchester United, and fair play. I was a bit reticent. I don't know, a little bit unsure at the start of the game whether because the composition of the team, because realistically it was our second team, because he'd rested Suchek, because he'd rested Rice, because he'd rested Antonio. I thought, how seriously is Moyes going to take this? Well, we got our answer. It was very, very seriously. Moyes took that game. He wanted to win that game. But he also, you know what? He wants to win that game and he wants to win the Leeds game. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. We laughed at David Moyes when he came in and said he was a winner. I tell you what, we're not laughing now, are we? Let's be fair. He's quite sensational in what he's doing. It's sorry. Somebody saying this. Beg your pardon. Are you watching a draw? Is the draw now? Is that right? Is the draw now? Have I got that right? I'll tell you what. If it is, I'd be very, very keen to know. This could be extremely interesting. Let me just, sorry, is Dougie there? Not just quality first team, high quality squad. You know what? We had questions. What would we do when Antonio's out? I think we've got our answer today. We're just going to work bloody hard, and a lot of is the draw. Is this true? Can people confirm that? We've got Arsenal. Timothy Thomas is saying that. Have we got Arsenal in the next round of the cup? We'll see. I'm sure a number of you will confirm that. Talking about the cup, I wasn't that bothered. About 2 hours before the game, I started thinking, actually, yeah, I really fancy this. I really fancy winning this game. Started off the day not bothered about the cup. Halfway through that game, I'll tell you what, I've done anything to stay in the cup. I was completely immersed in that game and absolutely thrilled. Absolutely thrilled. Sorry. So okay. Sorry. There's I'm gonna try and ignore all of this because there's so much coming through. Hi, Gonzo. I think Areola was outstanding. I think he should start now. Fair play to Areola. I tell you what, he's very rubbery, isn't he? It's bouncy, malleable. I mean, it really is very, very athletic. I don't know if we've got Arsenal. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure if we had Arsenal, everybody would be confirming it. Now, Andy's messaged me and said, sorry, Andy's not messaged me, he's on there. He said the draw's happening now. It'd be really interesting to know if I can drag this video out long enough for, but I can't watch it and do this video. Yes, Areola, absolutely outstanding. I tell you what, I tell you my man of the match is, though, and I feel I've got to talk about Bowen one more time. Somebody put in the chat earlier, Bowen must have 3 lungs. I can't believe it. I can't believe how much he ran. Let me just deal with this. Because I'm assuming Dynamite, you didn't watch the game. He was. I'll give him a C plus if you like. All right, pretty decent. Very good at tackling, by the way. Very good at intercepting. Worked tremendously hard. I mean, it's really hard to judge on just one game. To be fair, that was the first time that we'd seen him. He's not Declan Rice, put it that way. But I tell you what, if it is the case that actually we've got a buyout clause of 12 million on him, it's a bit of a no-brainer, really. And you know what? Moyes will love him because you know what you're going to get from him. He just did not stop working all the time. I mean, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, sorry, the draw hasn't started yet, so apologies. I clicked on the post, somebody saying it was Arsenal that we've got. We haven't, apparently the draw hasn't started. Let's just get to the man of the match here. Tony says Dawson, man of the match. I mean, it was brilliant. Dawson was absolutely brilliant. And it's tough. It's tough. And but I'm not giving it to Dawson. I'm actually giving it to it's a Diop, his partner. And that's why it's tough. There wasn't much between them. But the reason I'm going to give it to Diop, because I didn't think there was really anything much between the two at all. Some outstanding interceptions. There was one where it was he just completely covered the back line. He really did. He used his pace to cut out a counter attack. And I think I like to apply sometimes a little bit of context to it. And I've got to say, there are so many that could have been man of the match today. It's not like just the two centre backs are outstanding. I mean, you know, Phil was in there saying Bowen man of the match. It's a really good shout. Not sure if that's the case now. We'll have a look. Look, Bowen could be man of the match. Dawson could be man of the match. If you wanted to, you know, if you want to say Johnson was man of the match, you wanted to say Nobles, but I wouldn't argue really with any of them. But Diop, believe it or not, I think Diop, we're seeing a different Diop in the European game, and now I think we've seen it again there. I don't know if it's because I don't know. Maybe Zuma's got something to do with it. Maybe Zuma coming in. My theory on that is that look, Diop used to be the future of French football in terms of the centre back, right? He was captain of Toulouse when he was 19. We bought him in for 23, 24 million. That's a lot of money for a central defender. You think it was only 2 more million that Zuma cost. He was the future. And sorry, Sir Thomas. Thomas saying who Diop wife. Sandra Diop, obviously. However, it sort of dipped from a bit, and he must look at Zuma and think, hold on, that should have been me. That should have been me. Oh dear. Okay. Let me just anyway. Hold on, no, let's be sorry, I'm clicking on the wrong bloody thing here. Excuse me, folks. Okay, there we go. We're playing Man City at home. So Man City at the London Stadium, just to confirm that. Cheers, Tim. Man City at home. Man City at home. You know what? I clicked on that by mistake. Lee. Okay. Do you know what? I'm not even going to worry about it. Tonight is about celebrating. It does actually, I say worry about it. That's a bit of a sucker blow, actually, isn't it? We go through all that and then we draw Man City. They really do have a good set of reserves, don't they? Talk about making it hard for us, you know? I've got to say, though, they won't particularly look forward to it. Crikey. We got a really good defence. That's our third clean sheet of the season, right? Going to be harder to keep a clean sheet against Man City. But you know what? I almost wish that they hold on a second. Hold on. What mistake? What mistake? I didn't make any mistake. You're getting me confused with someone else. Indicates I called crowd crap, did I? Bloody seen him play. No. Crikey. Anyway. I will not pass judgment until I've seen him play. I don't know what you're talking about, actually. I said I was on transfer deadline day saying it's really good we brought him in. You must be confusing me with somebody else with a big nose, quite frankly. Anyway, what was I going to say? Look, great result tonight. Absolutely fantastic. Don't let the Man City thing sour it. I wish they'd have left that draw until tomorrow, actually. Let us enjoy it a bit. Absolute swines. Absolute swines, I've got to say. Anyway, look, thanks for tuning in. Great result tonight. Well done, David Moyes. Well done, West Ham. Well done, every single one of those players. And somehow we've managed to run our asses off tonight and kept some players for the weekend. Some players fresh. How good is that, by the way? How good is that? We've got a weekend coming up. We got Leeds. Declan Rice is ready to go. Souček is ready to go. Antonio's had a week and a half's break. Ben Rama's fit. We can play a fit team in there. Cresswell, Ogbonna, Zuma. We've done that whilst resting a load of players. Man City, I'll tell you what, We've got a squad like Man City. Oh, well, yeah, maybe not. Anyway, listen, thanks for watching, everybody. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will catch up with you very soon. The football keeps coming thick and fast.